Sega. My enemies are many, my equals are none. In the shade of olive trees, they said Italy could never be conquered. In the land of pharaohs and kings, they said Egypt could never be humbled. In the realm of forest and snow, they said Russia could never be tamed. Now they say nothing. They fear me, like a force of nature, a dealer in thunder and death. I say, I am Napoleon. I am Emperor.
Napoleon has shown no respect for the sovereignty of the independent Italian states and is now directly threatening the Habsburg-controlled Italian dominions. Together with Great Britain and Russia, Austria must deal with the little would-be emperor before he brings all Europe under his yoke. While the Royal Navy protects the seas and limits French trade capabilities, Austrian forces must march on treacherous Bavaria and Württemberg and remind them of their loyalties to the Holy Roman Empire. Meanwhile, Russian forces are mobilized and will march west to support you. At the same time, to the north, Prussia grows stronger every day. As they have remained neutral, you cannot know for sure what they plan to do, and must be prepared for any eventuality. Prussia currently holds Silesia, a former Austrian possession, and they may be planning to bring other German-speaking territories under their control.
Und Befehl erwarten! Sir! Marsch! Bereit machen und Befehl erwarten!
Although all agents can carry out spy missions, you can move your research reveals new cutting-edge technologies that will assist your nation in its bid for supremacy. Order your gentleman to an educational establishment. Once arrived, he can be assigned to increase the efficiency of research for the technology of your choice.
Ja, my Lord. Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Ja, my Lord. Bereit machen! Marsch!
A source of tall timber is essential for building and maintaining a navy, and your nation is blessed with all the required natural resources on its very doorstep. Developing your timber production capabilities will also provide a valuable source of income from those nations without their own supply. Winning a battle isn't just about greater numbers. The balance of units and the commander's ability are essential. Look at the strength ratio. Periodically, your government will issue missions for you to undertake. Although optional, it can be useful to do them in order to learn various aspects of gameplay. Your first mission has arrived. To begin, simply click on the relevant message box on the left. Click on the Missions button in the bottom right of the screen to view details of active missions. Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion. army, fleet, or agent can reveal information about rival armies, navies, and settlements in their immediate proximity. The level of detail available depends on the type of character who is spying, so dedicated espionage agents perform better than generals in this capacity. There is value in leaving a trail of destruction. A very large army or navy spread over 2 or more unit stacks may not be able to fight as a single force. A nation can field a maximum of 20 units on the battlefield at one time. In this instance, the order in which reinforcements take to the battlefield can be determined by left-clicking and dragging, the unit on the far left being the first to take the field. It's possible to cycle back through the advice that's already been displayed by use of the back button on the advisor HUD.
Linke Seite, Marsch!
A trade post is the means by which nations within the European theatre trade with the rest of the world who do not appear in the game. In order to begin trade, build a trade ship, sail to a trade post, and right-click on the anchor icon. There are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trading.
Truppen, vorwärts! Männer, vorwärts!
Battle statistics are displayed here, along with a breakdown of the condition of each surviving unit in your army. There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trade income.
Welche Niedertracht!
By choosing the right mix of units, some commanders are able to field highly mobile armies. Such forces can use their mobility to stage surprise attacks, seize important strategic targets, and generally make a nuisance of themselves. Napoleon and his godless revolutionaries have no respect for the status quo. They insist on meddling with the balance of power on mainland Europe. Defenseless Liguria has been annexed by France, and such behavior cannot be tolerated. As a result, Great Britain has joined forces with Austria and Russia to oppose French continental ambitions. Sweden, Portugal, and the smaller Italian states have vowed to aid the struggle, but the three great powers must take most of the strain in opposing this monstrous revolutionary threat. Whilst Austria and Russia attempt to deal with Napoleon on the fields of Bavaria, you must ensure that his navy is kept in check. Admiral Villeneuve's fleet must be intercepted by the Royal Navy, lest the armies of France march on British shores. Then, inshore blockades are maintained across all French ports. Finally, your long-standing ally Portugal must be aided in pushing through into occupied Spain, opening a second front and splitting the might of Napoleon's armies.
I tingle with anticipation.
Aha! A place of learning and culture.
At your service.
Use spies to damage enemy buildings through acts of sabotage. Right-click on a city and select a building to sabotage from the list. Your spy will then move there and attempt to damage it upon his arrival.
Forwards for crown and country! Men! Forward! Men! Forward!
classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line?
Underway, ready for action. Orders received and aye, aye, understood. Aye, aye, Captain. Yes, Your Majesty. Orders, Captain. Underway. Officer on deck. Yes, Captain. Ready for orders. Forwards for crown and country!
Now you have a ship or fleet capable of trade, select a trade post, as indicated by the anchor icon, and right-click on it to sail there. Trading commences when your fleet's flag flashes with a yellow coin graphic. It is possible to swap between building types anywhere there is a chain of buildings. Select the building you wish to change, then click on the Change Building Type button to the right of the review panel to convert from one to another.
Yes, my lord. Yes, Captain. Yes, my lord. Ready and away, Captain. Ready for action. On our way, Captain. Aye, sir. Set sail.
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances, otherwise the uprising may capture a region. The seemingly unstoppable armies of Napoleon are a great threat to all Europe. But for now, Prussia should keep their own counsel. Britain, Austria, and Russia have requested you join the war effort against Napoleon. But for now, the king prefers to observe the progress of the conflict from afar before acting decisively one way or the other, as German states may be under threat from both France and Austria. As the leading German nation, it is up to Prussia to protect the sovereignty of those states. Perhaps it would be better to annex them yourself to guarantee their independence from French imperialism. The best strategy is to build your armies up to full strength whilst France and Austria fight it out, then ally with the power who best serves Prussian interests. All the while, the Russian bear looms in the east, eager to sweep the German-speaking parts of Poland into its mighty paw. Whatever happens next, delaying for too long will result in the destruction of Prussian possessions across its rightful homelands, something that must not be allowed to happen.
Euer Majestät?
Gentlemen may be ordered to duel with others. However, take care of them.
Noch weitere Befehle!
Euer Lordschaft? Mein Motto ist Diskretion.
The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line?
Ja, mein Lord. Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Bereit machen! Marsch! Weitere Befehle?
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion. Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances, otherwise the uprising may capture a region. Following capture of a capital city. The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Use this panel to select the action you wish your agent to carry out. Clicking on the Infiltrate button means your agent will begin spying upon arrival at his destination. If he is successful, you will be able to see more information about the buildings and troops inside. As with all subterfuge actions, there is a percentage chance of success, and failure may mean capture and execution. There are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trade income later.
Yeah, my lord.
March!
In order to gain control of a garrisoned and fortified city, it's often necessary to lay siege. During a siege,
Alles bereit machen! Ihr ergebenster Diener. Weiter!
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here
Sir! Truppen, vorwärts!
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or... This rebellion has escalated into a full-blown revolution. Your only option now is to pick a side and fight. Choose carefully, though, as losing this battle... Paris is far from Moscow, but you cannot ignore what is happening in Europe and leave your allies to face the criminal revolutionary threat alone. Austria and Great Britain need Russian assistance to defeat Napoleon, who now styles himself Emperor. Whilst you march west and the Royal Navy protects the ocean, Austria is ready to strike against the French in Bavaria, so hopefully the imperial forces can hold them off until your great armies can rendezvous. Meanwhile, the Prussians have not joined your coalition, so their eastern territories could be absorbed to ensure they do not become a threat to you. Ultimately, Russia will surely endure, as not even a madman like Napoleon would dare attack you on your own soil. Or would he?
Приветствую. Подслушиваю и высматриваю.
The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line?
Ваша светлость. Осматриваюсь.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion.
Ваш покорный слуга. Налево, марш!
Ваша светлость. Следую за целью.
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they are left unchecked. Always act quickly in these instances, otherwise the uprising may capture a region.